Hey everyone, and welcome back to Lazyboy Crypto. Today we're talking about another layer 1 blockchain, but this one is very different to anything that I've seen before. Now, they are in their testing phase and their mainnet and coin have not yet been released, so if you're watching this now, you're learning about this crypto super early. And this blockchain is called Celestia. But before I get into it, if at any point you decide you're enjoying this video, then please hit that like button, and if you fancy subscribing, then that would be great as well. So with that out the way, let's talk about Celestia. Now, Celestia is the first modular blockchain. The key part to understand here is modular. It means that the network can separate functions. So an easy way to visualize this is to think of Lego bricks. So the bricks can be combined in an endless number of ways to build varying creations, right? Bricks can be swapped out or removed entirely without affecting the overall structure. Modular blockchains basically split up functions across multiple layers, so they can focus on doing just one or two functions instead of everything. With a normal monolithic layer 1 blockchain like Ethereum, they do everything, such as execution, which is the environment where applications live, settlement, which verifies proofs, consensus, which is the agreement on the order of transactions, and finally data availability. And by doing everything, layer 1 blockchains are difficult to scale, and apps on these blockchains are competing to get their transactions processed, which can increase fees. But with a modular blockchain, apps live on different chains, so they don't compete with each other to get transactions processed. But of course, there are layer 2s to help with this, but they still need to be fed data. And the more data they can be given, the more transactions that can be processed at once. And this is what Celestia specializes in. They focus on data availability for layer 2s like rollups, allowing them to process more transactions. Okay, but what about security? Well, the more validators a network has, the more secure it is. But monolithic blockchains, they can find it difficult to bootstrap a validator set. And what happens is the differences between these blockchains means the ecosystem that we're in right now of layer 1s, each blockchain has uneven and different security. But Celestia provides security for all the chains that are built on it, meaning they all have shared and equal security. But while this looks impressive and makes sense to have all blockchains secured equally, what if the Celestia network was to be compromised? Would then all the chains connected to it, would they also be affected? It's something to think about, but modular blockchains, they prioritize decentralization for network security by reducing the cost for users to operate nodes and verify the network. And since blockchains depend on users running nodes to keep the network secure, modular blockchains aim to minimize the cost of running a node, and the more nodes that a blockchain has, the less likely it is to be compromised. Now, you've probably heard of the term Ethereum killer. It's a nickname given to many different layer 1 blockchains, appearing to be superior to Ethereum. But what this tells us is that monolithic layer 1 blockchains are competing with each other to be the number one most used blockchain. But a modular blockchain, it's actually intended to be collaborative. Chains are all connected because they share security and data availability through Celestia. So each new chain connected is beneficial for every chain. And this means that modular blockchains are collaborative, not competitive. So it promotes a harmonious ecosystem, if you will, of blockchains. And the other benefit of collaboration is that developers can actually reuse and build on existing functions that others may not want. So this allows them to mix and match the components they need instead of building an entirely new layer 1 whose tech is limited to a single chain. Remember, think of Lego bricks. A monolithic blockchain does everything in one layer. A layer 2 can execute transactions while the rest of the functions take place on the layer 1. But with a modular blockchain, you can have the execution layer on the top, and beneath that you can have the settlement layer, and then beneath that is the data availability and consensus layer. And it's this bottom layer which Celestia does. So it only provides consensus over the order of transactions and verifies that their data is available. And because there's no execution functionality, only transaction data is published by the settlement layer rather than the contents of the entire block. However, this is a modular blockchain, and like I said, with the Lego bricks, parts can be swapped out or removed entirely. So a chain choosing to build on Celestia, they could actually choose to remove the settlement layer altogether and only have the execution layer on top of a consensus and data layer, which also performs settlement functions. So this means modular blockchains are fully flexible. And there are also many more details to modular blockchains and how they work. So if you are interested in more detail, then go check out the Celestia white paper. And to sum up, Celestia is a modular blockchain which enables anyone to build their own chain and utilize Celestia's security, their consensus and data availability while having complete sovereignty. So let me know what you think about Celestia in the comments. Do you see a use for modular blockchains? And if you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.